or, okay. So I'll count you off a little bit in a minute. Oh, I was gonna say, do you hear before the, can you hear there's a breath in there that the conductor and the orchestra is giving? Just a little bit. This was the first time I heard it. So, 1, 2, 3. Especially that last, the hits, yeah, that was beautiful. Very nice. I really like, I'm gonna take it from the I really like that it's, your body is also involved in, you know, the sort of making up the music, that it's, you know, up here I see a little bit of bouncing on the toes if you need, yeah, and so I love that. Let's see, Sammy, Emma, Bryce, Colin, Scott, okay.
Going on with what she just said, like with your body being involved, I did like that too, but there were a few times where I noticed your head especially, you were almost like conducting with your head.
Yes.
And you did a lot of like, your head was like this, like you like swayed your head a lot, and I don't know, for me it was a little bit distracting. Because you have a really good clear beat pattern, but sometimes it was just like a little much. It's good to like get involved with the music, but
I agree. I think too the head to the side, especially for a woman, it will translate as sort of weakness. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, I mean, it's okay to do it sometimes, especially if it's whole body sort of, but if it's this way, then yeah, you know what I mean? And you're not that way. I don't ever get that sort of personality trait from you. I think it's just something you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Who did I say was next? Okay.
So you have really good posture, like your shoulders are back and everything's perfectly aligned. And then actually going after that, and I can't remember what it was. Your gesture was really good. Like I liked your left hand and your right hand doing their own things. Just make them a little bit bigger. Like the left hand, it was all there. I just wanted a little bit more exact.
Yeah, it got much better as the sports Hondo things went along. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, well, and do you notice too that there's great, we don't like to say this around singers, but there's tension in the gesture in the left hand, which is good because it's not just this way, but it's 1, 2, you know, the wrist is sort of blocked this way, so it makes us, you know, them to really, it evokes more of a sense of dramatic crescendo right there. Yeah, it's really nice. Who did I say was next? Colin?
The entire thing was very good. And then at the end, the very end sforzando, that's when you like took it next level.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That you just like absolutely 100% something happened and you just commanded. It was mostly your eye opening. I mean, I was just fixated on it. It was incredible. And that can happen the entire time. Like I know it can. So the entire thing was good, but the fact that you were able to set it up in the last couple of measures just is indicative of what you can do, like what your potential is.
Isn't her face really, it's really excellent for sort of commanding music making. Yes, it's very good. Scott and Bryce, I can't remember who's, I don't know.
I just really liked how clean your gesture was. It was precise, but it was expressive. I love the way that you used your left hand. It was always, even when it wasn't really doing much, it was always expressing something. It was really lovely to report.
Yeah, I think all things considered, your gesture was very clean. I don't know if it was purposefully as small as you wanted it to be, like you wanted it to be as small as it was, but I would like to see more kind of reckless abandonment, I guess. Kind of letting yourself go and just letting yourself like do all the things you want and just like kind of let it play a little bit, let it breathe. So, I mean, it was very clear, very concise, and like you know you have a beat pattern and you know you can conduct it, but I like to say kind of like Colin was saying at the next level, just like kind of let it all out and just kind of see what happens.
Yeah, I think that your gesture really could go as wide as like if you put your arms out and see where the elbows, yeah. But because your gesture is small, that difference between here and there will be big. Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was actually gonna go off that. Like, I don't know if it was just me, but I did feel like your pattern was a little small and you being like so petite. And then like, I was like being in a couple back rows and sometimes it was like a little hard to see. And plus you don't have a phone right now. Right. But
Yeah, I would challenge you. You'll notice as you start to conduct more that the tendency, especially being a woman and trying to look commanding, is that the gesture will get too big. So I think that keep the command that you have in the small gesture. I like it. We just want to be able to add a little variety in it. Did you notice that she's one of the first who I've noticed who conducted a crescendo with the left hand, completely independent really of the beat pattern, and she leaned forward. It was, I think it was for horns or something, you gave one, yeah, I was like, oh yeah, that makes you, yeah, and they can see you coming in like that. That was very nice.
I just have a general question. Like in rehearsals and things, if you're in like a different space, there's a lot of people and you like don't have access to a podium, like are you supposed to like bring it up or how do you like compensate for that?
Yeah, I mean, in a pinch, yes. But I know that, geez, I'm very sort of mindful of the fact that, like, when I conduct an NRH, I hate conducting in there, even with a podium sometimes, because if they stand in the back of the room, they can't see me very well. And so, I try to have them move if I could, you know, move all the way to the walls so that you can have windows. Yesterday I had to have Aurora do that because they couldn't see me, and I noticed I'm conducting way up here, and they're gonna learn that the breath's gonna be high, all that. So if it's an orchestra and you can't move, I would say if you have to, yeah, a little bit higher. But anything that you could do short of standing on the piano bench, to get yourself higher. But most of the time, the orchestra is going to even play on a flat floor most of the time. And if they're spaced appropriately, they should be able to see you fairly well, even without an enormous podium. It's not great. Yeah, very nice, thank you.